When my daughter called me to tell me about this, their HR manager at a really big insurance company down in the LA area, I thought, God, that's perfect. She came as a dominatrix. Every HR's dream, right, Louise? A dominatrix, HR. And all of a sudden I went, wait a minute. Are you telling me that she came to work dressed in nothing but a whip and stilettos? Yeah, she did. So that's the problem this time of year. Things we think are funny are not that great at the workplace. Every year we hear stories of people being very inappropriate. Number one thing, they asked me to give you 3 things. Number one thing to do is make sure this is addressed before the fact. So all of these potentially awkward situations, there's something in your handbook. Everybody's got a dress code, right? Well, let me tell you about the best language specifically for Halloween costume. It's what I wrote for the food bank. And along with explaining the obvious about nothing skimpy, no drugs, no weapons, don't dress up like a terrorist, no fake blood. It also states costumes should support and never denigrate others, including politicians, because you gotta say it. You gotta say it. Otherwise, the workplace can be very uncomfortable. Okay, so once you have a clear sense of what's acceptable, define it for your staff. It should be in the dress code, and around this time of year, I think you should send out a memo. Here's a reminder, don't dress up like a terrorist or a pimp or a hoe. One of the complaints you also might hear this time of year is that you're being too politically correct. Comes up a lot, especially end of the year parties. So my next suggestion is that you just drop that phrase from your vocabulary. When someone tells you you are too politically correct, they're telling you they want to make fun of somebody, or they want to be mean, or they want to be rude about something, and it's nothing more than that, and I'm guessing no one here has mean, rude, making fun of somebody in their values at the workplace. So the issue may come up in December, especially when the company decides to have a year-end party. What do you call it? And calling it a holiday party is not an attack on Christianity. It's an inclusive, it's an invitation. I would expect Grace Church to have a Christmas party. I would expect the Parable to have a Christmas party, Temple Beth David a Hanukkah party. But I expect the rest of you, well, the Seventh-day Adventists don't want any holidays celebrated. They're all out there in the workplace. So make sure you think about that as well. Finally, to prepare for these potentially awkward conversations, remember, freedom of speech is between your employees and the government, not between their employees and you. You get to set the standard, and you get to enforce it. And I don't care how many times you'll hear the opposite of that. I can say anything I want. It's America, you know, not here, not inside the walls of this place. You all set the standard in the workplace. You set the boundaries of good taste. Thank you.